In Super Mario 64, if you go onto this carpet and look up, you enter the stage Tower of the Wing Cap. Now this stage is unique in that it's the only one where you start off flying. Now if you press Z while you're flying, Mario ground pounds, causing him to fall all the way down to the death barrier. And then he gets ejected from the level, nothing weird there. But something interesting happens if you press Z on the very first frame of the level. Mario still ground pounds and falls down, but this time we get a very weird camera angle. The camera ends up on the very bottom of the stage, looking up at Mario from the death barrier. Like, if we ground pound even one frame later, nothing weird happens. The camera stays where it's supposed to be, high up in the air near Mario. But if we ground pound on the first frame of the level, we get the weird camera angle from down below. So what's going on? Why does this happen? Well, I dug through the code to figure it out and I found it. You see, the camera has different modes that it can be in. When you first enter Tower of the Wing Cap, the camera starts off in its normal mode. But then since Mario's flying, the camera gets updated to flying mode. Then the camera gets initialized. And in the initialization code, there's a line that sets the camera height to be close to the floor. But that only happens if the camera's not in flying mode. It's like they carved out a specific exception just to handle the case when we're flying. So it's like this. Normally, when you go into Tower of the Wing Cap, the camera starts off in the normal mode. Then because Mario's flying, the camera transitions into flying mode. Then the camera initializes, which usually downwarps the camera to be near the ground, but it's exempt from doing that when it's in flying mode. And so normally, the camera stays in the air close to Mario. But now let's say we enter the level and press Z on the first frame. Now we start off ground pounding instead of flying. So the camera doesn't go into flying mode and we don't get the exemption. Instead, the camera stays in normal mode and gets the downwarp. And so, that's why the camera ends up way down below on the death barrier.